Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Gary right here on the Freedom Network. Welcome back. We are live right now, broadcasting right in Northbridge, Massachusetts. You may be viewing us right on 191, local to us. You may be online. You might be on there's a million different ways to plug in. Groups, pages on Facebook. Just send me an email, timorgary@gmail.com, and I will just simply reply with a link, and then you'll be able to find it, because it's very confusing to find certain groups, and many of them in some cases even have the same name, so you want to make sure you find the right one. timorgary@gmail.com. Telephone number is right there on your screen. We're talking politics. That's what we do. That's what we love to do. We got emails, we can go through. A lot of common threads have been popping through in the emails. Everybody wants to talk about the election. They want to talk about Hillary. They want to talk about Trump. They want to talk about Johnson. They want to just talk about all different kinds of things. So we'll talk about a plethora of things, and plus whatever's on your mind, local to national, whatever you want to talk about. We're always open lines right here. Again, the phone number is right there for you. So how was your week? My week was good. You know where I was? I'll tell you where I was. I went over to the Valley Pub. I've been over there a couple of times. Have you been there yet? It's over by the police station. It's new, and it's redone, I guess I should say. It's been there, right? We all know the bar has been there, but it's redone. It looks beautiful inside. I mean, when you walk in, if you've walked in the past, if you've been there in the past, and you haven't been there, go in there and check it out. It's really something, because they have redone the whole place. I was blown away. TVs all over the place, just fantastic. When you really redo something, it's amazing how different it looks. So our local spotlight, I like to spotlight local businesses. We have some great ones here in town. There's good food. They serve food in there now. Like, you can get food. I think you can get burgers. You can get, they got a menu. It's a limited menu. It's pub food, folks. That's what it is, but it's good. It is good. I had nachos there. And they do like half price apps there. I mean, I'm doing a whole commercial now. Look at me. But I just wanted to mention to you that I was over there, and I think that it's a great place for adults to go gather and hang out. It's just nice to see a nice, new, clean, modern-looking place in town. It really is. So there you go. There you have that. All right. Donna emails in. And by the way, don't get nervous. You'll still find me over there at the Gray Barn having my little political conversations and whatnot with certain people. You know who you are. And meeting some friends along the way. But just a great new haunt. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to find me over there time and time again over at that Valley Pub as well. Good people in town. We got some good businesses in town. And I know that at the Valley Pub, they've been very supportive of the town. A few things that since they've opened, not much has been going on, but there are things that are going on, and from what I understand, they've been very receptive and supportive of our town. So it's welcome to the town. There you go. There's the formal welcome. That's how it works. All right. Let me see here. What do I want to do? Donna, that's right. I was going to get to Donna. Donna says, great show. She keep up the good work. Glad to have you out there, Donna. Love it. Bill says, your politics is all over the place. We need a rundown on your issues, but I do love this show. Well, here's, Bill. The reason my politics seem all over they're not all over the place. They're very consistent. But the reason they seem so all over the place is because everybody wants to put everybody into a certain box. So everybody says, you're a conservative, so you have to believe this. So you're a liberal, you have to believe this. You're a centrist, this is the way you need to come down on these issues. And people want to put you in boxes. And quite frankly, I don't care about boxes, Bill. I really don't care about boxes. What am I? I mean, I'm a registered Republican. I'm on the Republican Town Committee. Now, we'll see what happens with this party, but here I am. I'm a conservative. I'm a constitutionalist with I'm probably a hybrid between a Republican and a libertarian, maybe somewhere in the middle of that. I don't know. You can't box me in, Bill. You can't. But a rundown on the issues. What do you want me to give you? A rundown on the issues. I mean, I don't care. I tackle any issue here on the Freedom Network, no matter how controversial it is. I honestly and truly do not care. I like to talk about the stuff that sometimes people don't like to talk about, but I don't know. What do you want me to tell you, Bill? I can run down some of the big ones. I'm pro-choice, right? I don't think the government has any business there. I'd like for people to choose life, but I don't think that should be a law about abortion and then at all. That should be up to people. Let's see. And there goes half the audience, right? And the other half says, hey, what do you mean? You can't say that. You don't like Obama. How can you be pro-choice, right? Folks, this is what I mean about boxes. I'm for a small government. I'm for low taxes. As a matter of fact, I'd rather see a flat tax right across the board or a consumption tax of some kind. I'm not into this whole big government kind of stuff. I'm for a strong military, but I'm for using it for what it's for, and that's to destroy things. That's to kill people that want to harm us. Otherwise, I don't think we should be using it much at all. I think we give far too much foreign aid out around the world where we have people literally starving right here in America. I vote Republican 99 point. I've never voted for a Democrat in my life. I have never voted. I have not found. Oh, no, wait a minute. Did I? I might have voted for one. I might have voted for Lynch or I may have. Now, you know what? I guess I can't say that under oath because I think I may have. But I don't care about gay marriage. It means nothing to me. What do I care about that? When that whole issue right there, it's completely non-government. That's a religious thing, religious ceremony of marriage. The government never should have gotten the business of marriage in the first place. It just shouldn't have. But that's kind of me, Bill. I'm the kind of guy that wants the government out. And sometimes that means that people have to make decisions for themselves, and we may not always agree with them, Bill, but we still have to let them make their own decisions because we're supposed to be a free country. I believe in the Constitution. I'm a strong supporter of the Second Amendment. I'm a strong supporter of everything that Constitution really means, and I don't believe it needs to change. I think that it's fine, to be quite honest with you, just the way it is. A lot of things that people want to change, they think they need to change the Constitution to change, but you don't. You really don't. Most of the you-know-what that we have out there in politics today is a result of large government and lawmakers. I support term limits. I don't think that the pensions that should be the way that they are. I think they should have to live by and under every single law that we live by. Period. I'm pro-business. I have no issues with rich people. Get as rich as you want. I don't care. I don't like money in politics. I think money in politics should be banned. How do you like that? We have Barack Obama. He's $1 billion president. Folks, these are $1 billion people. This has become an industry. not a quest to preserve freedom. That's what America is. It's a quest to preserve freedom. People want to change things about America. It does get me upset. I get very upset because it's a big world out there, and you don't have to live under the United States Constitution. But folks, you're not living under it today. Make no mistake about it. You're not living under it. Email coming in. This is from Randy. Randy says, Gary, I completely agree. You have to kind of be all over the place because the boxes they want to put us in don't really fit us. Now, do they? No, they don't fit us. Exactly, Randy. They don't fit us. Bill, same thing. What happens is they want to put you in a compartment, and they want to say that this is what you are going to believe. We're going to poll these people to find out this information. This is the biggest sham that America's ever seen. It's grown to a point now where it is so blatant and in your face. Let's talk about Hillary. All right? The reason is because I'm going to get upset. I try not to yell until usually a little after 7:30. So I'm trying to be calm. So I don't know how Hillary Clinton's going to make me calm because she's going to get me all fired up. Email popping in. Hang on, let me let it load. There it comes. Yes, Gary, let's talk Hillary, please. You got it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Trump too. But, Bill, so to answer your question, I am all over the place because I believe in very limited things when it comes to government. Just very limited things. I am not into this whole big, huge, progressive push to make government the answer. Government isn't the answer. Government isn't the thing that's going to save you. Not in a free society. Now, as I've always said, you don't have to live in this free society. But this is a country that was founded by rebels. The same people that founded this country, the same mindset, are the people with Brexit, when Britain decided to leave the European Union. And everybody, the liberals, were out of control. Oh my God, my retirement fund is going to go away. The stock market is going to crash. The world will end. The one world, new world order government over there is losing its really key player. Okay, the stock market did a little bubble. It's back up. It's back. It's doing fine. I don't think anything terrible has happened in England. It's still there. It's functioning. Folks, if you want to get away from what the intent of America is, I don't begrudge it. And there's actually great places that you can go and live where there's plenty of socialism. And it's not all terrible. Okay? It's not all terrible. But it's not America. It's not where I want to live, right? I want to live in America. And I do believe that my right to live as an American in America under the rules of America trumps the right, pardon the pun, of somebody else that wants to change America and turn it into some kind of a socialist country. Look at Obamacare, for example. People are out there, right, that have lost insurance coverage. And people are out there that have gained it. There are. I mean, it's insurance. People are out there and they're using it, right? So what has Obama done? All he has done is guaranteed that the overpriced and bloated medical industry, which donates in turn big bucks back into politics, it's funny how that works. That's what's happening. What Obama did is he signed a blank check over to not insurance companies because, see, insurance companies benefit from this because it's their business. So they get to raise rates, they profit, the profit structure, that's how it goes. They're a business, so they're going to make money. But the cost of goods is so expensive, the service is so expensive in healthcare that the insurance company can't not charge you a healthy sum because it could be $50,000, $60,000 in 5 minutes. So what do? Well, if you were an intelligent human being, as I was told Obama was. I mean, this was drilled down our throats. This is the smartest guy in the world. I mean, he was the smartest guy in the world. Little did we know, though, that the smartest guy in the world told us that Hillary is the best person to be president, even better than him. But what the smartest guy in the world didn't realize was that it's the cost of health care, and that if government is going to step in and do something with health care to try to help people, then they need to control the cost of the service. But that's the hand that feeds. You don't bite that hand in politics. So what do? This whole pharmaceutical, the whole industry, what do? He gets out his pen, he gets a sympathetic Supreme Court, he gets a technicality, and next thing you know, you're holding the bag for all of it, with no end in sight as to where these fees, where these costs, and where these outlandish, crazy, insane amounts of money that we pay for services go. Think about it. I've had surgery. I was out for 40 minutes. I think it was, I can't remember the number, $3,000 or something like that was the charge to put me out for 45 minutes. Now, I understand that we're saving lives and this is, I get that. But if we're going to really have a conversation about healthcare in this country, we need to have a conversation about what it costs. Okay? Because that's the problem. There are pills that you pay in America gazillion times more than you pay in other countries. Why? People say Obama's great, he got Obamacare. Really? No, he didn't. He took and he signed a blank check right over to them. And now everyone's paying. That's how he fixed it. Just makes me scratch my head. I'm sorry. Anyway, poking around, found a lot of stuff from a lot of sources on Hillary. I mean, my God, it's everywhere. And even CNN is now starting to have to report on it. You can read it. I love it when you read. It pains them sometimes to write it. You can see it. You can feel it. You can almost taste it. How upset they are that they have to report on things. We'll get to that. But, you know, people want to talk about Hillary. So let's talk about a few things about Hillary. All right? Because Hillary Clinton, to me, is a monster. That's what she is. All right? That's what I see her as. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. So let's first look, I mean, the email scandal. A total display of her absolutely lying. Completely 100% lying. We all saw it. It's all over the place. The side-by-sides are all over the place. In no uncertain terms, she was wrong, she did wrong, and she lied about it. But no charges will be filed, folks. No, because she lives in a special class. It's called the government class. And you don't belong in that club. You're not allowed in that club. As a matter of fact, the FBI said it. Remember? He blatantly said, look, if anybody else does this, you're going to be indicted. But we're not going to indict Hillary. That's what he said. That's what he said, folks, okay? You would be in jail right now. She may be the next, and it looks like she probably will be, the next president of the United States of America. And you're going to, and I'm pointing at you, because anybody watching this right now that's going to go vote for Hillary, how can you make that decision and sleep at night? I don't understand it. Paula Jones. Remember Paula Jones was a government worker in Arkansas. She allegedly was sexually harassed by Bill Clinton. That when he was the governor, of course, there. She filed a suit in 1994 looking for just under $1 million in damages. But it never went to court because they settled it out of court. Now, Donald Trump settled things out of court. Oh, wait a minute. This guy's a terrible human being. But Hillary settled and Bill settled it out of court. Well, Bill really is a settler there. Bill settles it out of court. And there's nothing to see there, folks. Stop. Now, in 2015, Paula Jones told reporters that she believed that Hillary Clinton knew all about the sexual harassment, yet did nothing and simply supported her husband. Of course she did. Of course she did. Hillary also assassinated the character of many, many women that her husband assaulted. We're talking lip biting and exposing yourself. The guy's a disgusting, vile, sexual predator. That's what he is. And I don't care what you want to do in your own room. Do what you want to do. I don't care who you want to love, who you want to marry, who you want to sleep with. It doesn't matter. If you want to get out the paddles and spank each other, I don't care. But it's got to be consensual, doesn't it? He's not partaking in consensual activities of the adult nature. He's forcing women. And she sits there and assassinates their character and calls them names and actually orchestrates an entire move against these women, vulnerable people that were attacked by a monster, allegedly. I have no idea how women support her. I mean, she was awful to these women. She gave her husband a free pass, all right? Not only on the cheating, and, I can understand that, right? Everybody makes mistakes. I get that, okay? Everybody's relationship is their own, so I'm not going to judge there, all right? You and I may feel differently about it, but why judge them? If they can get past it, they can get past it, and good for them, and good for anybody, right? You're in something, you made a life together, you want to continue it, okay. All right, so I'm trying to get to her head on that. But on the many accusations of rape and inappropriate conduct, and then she railroads these women, to me, right there, she should have 0% of the woman vote. Why would a woman vote for somebody that was so awful to women? And she boasted about getting that child rapist off. Boasted about it, laughing that they knew he was guilty, and they got him off. This is not a nice person. Remember her saying when she landed under sniper fire? She's such a joke. She's just a joke. She's a joke. She can't even use 2 emails. Remember, she is not capable of using 2 emails. I can't get past that. I mean, how stupid? How stupid are people? Really? I mean, are you that stupid that you believe that? Do you really believe that? I try not to call people stupid, but if you like Hillary, maybe you're not stupid, right? I'm not saying that. But if you believe her BS, then I'm going to have to say you're not playing with a full deck. If you honestly and truly believe that she did nothing wrong with the emails, if you honestly and truly believe that she's good and promotes women, how does she promote women? How does she do that? I mean, I'm speechless when I come to it. I'm just speechless. Folks, she stole from the White House with her husband. Yes, they stole from the White House. Do you not remember that? Email coming in. I won't use your name. I'm glad you're out there. Thank you. I mean, we're talking almost 200. I think the number was $190,000 worth of stuff that they stole on the way out the door. They had to return it. And I think I remember them saying that they thought that they could keep the items. You know what they're like? They're like they go on the ride, and then you come out like in Disney, and there's the whole area where you can buy all the stuff, right? All the souvenirs. I guess you just take what you want if you're Hillary and Big Bill. Does ethics mean anything to anybody? Everybody wants to talk about Trump's ethics, right? And I'll get to my problems with Trump. Don't you worry about that. But I just think it's funny how people are so vilely hateful of Donald Trump. But yet, Hillary, this is all cool. This is okay. This is all right. I mean, how about Whitewater, right? Shady land deals, right? Some people get screwed. Some people make out like bandits. What side do you think that the Clintons were on? How about Benghazi? What a disaster. I mean, a complete disaster, all right? She was asked many times, okay? It is disgusting how many times she was asked for more security. She denied it. She denied it and denied it and denied it. Written requests. We now know a verbal request existed. Denied. She then left our people exposed, and they were killed brutally. Horrific murders. Then to really rub it in, she blames it on a video. And she lies, right, to the very families of the murdered Americans, to their faces. You've seen them on the news. She lied to their faces. These are dead Americans, folks, that were pretty much tortured to death. Okay, you think that was a quick and easy death? No. She lied to them, she lied to you, she lied to me. There was no response, there was no help sent, nothing. A blatant cover up of the reality of what happened. And you know what, folks? It's not even a cover up, okay? It's out there. And it's not on an obscure website of this. 90%, when I want to really go after some of these folks and I sit on the show and I scroll, you know what I'm scrolling? I try to go to CNN, MSNBC, NBC. I go to the belly of the beast and I search, and you search in their websites, you can find all kinds of stuff. They just don't put it up where you can see it. This way they can say they report on it. So that way, when someone says to me, and I have them come now and then, can you cite me a source on that? And it's one of my liberal friends, and I love to send them a liberal link. I love to do it. Here, yeah, the information's right here. It's fantastic. You know, back in the 70s, Hillary made $100,000, right, from trading cattle futures. Yes, she's a big investor, all right? She made $100,000, quick, boom. She had a friend. She had a friend in Tyson Foods. Yeah, somebody that was there, a good level guy. Anyway, in 1994, are you aware that Tyson got $9 million in government loans? I mean, there's nothing to see here, folks. This is not payback. This is not a, hey, you help me and my wife and I'll help you. Folks, the Clinton Foundation, right? I mean, there are huge issues with the Clinton Foundation. Everybody's starting to report about it. There are clear issues here. It's just unbelievable. She's unbelievable. I got a couple emails coming in. I'll grab them in a second. This is unbelievable. I mean, we could go on and on about Hillary and how she really is the bottom of the barrel. I mean, you could do an hour's show just on the unethical, terrible, disgusting things that this family has done. They lie constantly. That's all they do is lie. That's it. What is it that they don't lie about? But some people would feel more comfortable with her as the president. Why? Because she can run this system. Exactly. Which means you're them. You're the them. You are the brainwashed. When you believe that either one of these two, to be quite honest with you, but when you believe that the ultimate insider, the ultimate mover and shaker, the ultimate backroom dealer, slither away, nothing sticks to me, I can break any law I want, I am queen. If you really believe that that would be better than anything, you gotta go look in the mirror, slap yourself a little, put some cold water, and say, you gotta cut the strings. Someone's running you around like a puppet. This woman is unbelievable. She is unbelievable. And this man, Donald Trump, I'm going to be honest with you, he's another one. He's unbelievable. I mean, he really is. He really, really is. I'm going to talk about him in a second. I want to get you some of these. Here, okay, very good. See, I mean, I've got this, folks. I am so high-tech now. I'm very high-tech. Emailer, don't use my name. Gary. Okay. Yes, we have been. All right. Let me take a quick pause here for a second, and then we'll get right over to Big Donald. We've talked a lot locally about a food meal tax that's been implemented in the town, and we had talked about trying to get rid of that, and I'm not getting into it. Okay, I'm not going to get into the whole story because I don't have the time to. But there was some outreach by myself to two people. I've had some behind the scenes people because I have expanded my Freedom Network in town, and I have really been able to get a pulse from a lot of people. And here's what I got. I do not believe that we will have a showing strong enough at a town meeting. If it was in an election and we were in an election session and we were there, but in a town meeting, I don't think we're going to get the people there to overturn it. One thing, my time is valuable. If you have interest in trying to remove that before it even gets going, you've got to get a hold of me now, because at this point there is no moving forward, because there is no infrastructure built as far as any feelers that I can get, that I can ensure that we could get, which we will need hundreds of people to show up to do something like that. Because trust me, the pro-tax people in town, they will show up, and it's not an election; it's a town meeting. So in any event, just a little pause there. So let me jump back over into the national scene there. And we can talk about that all you want, folks. You can call up anytime you want on any topic. Never forget that. Anything, local to national. I just have so much national email type stuff coming in. We've got to address it. We have to address it. We are a viewer-driven program, 100%. We do bring guests in, and we try to stick to our topics then. But even when we have a guest, that's okay. You can still always call in. We'll fit you in somehow. All right, Big Donald. I mean, I'm not jazzed up about this guy at all, folks. I'm just not jazzed up about him at all. I think on some policy he's okay, and I think on some important policy, to be quite honest with you, he's okay. I'm just at a complete loss for who the hell he thinks he is. I really am. I mean, he's just not a nice person. He doesn't present as a nice person. He doesn't appear as a nice person. I don't know. I'm thinking that he's not going to deliver on much of anything. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm getting from him. I'm getting a lot of this, but I'm not seeing what really his ability is going to be, what teams he's going to put together, all that kind of stuff is. I mean, his VP pick, come on. Who the hell cares about Pence? Who cares? His ego's that big. You realize that. That's why he is the VP. You must understand that, Trump fans. He's not the VP because he brings anything. There's no votes. Who cares about the votes that he's going to bring? He's not going to push him over the top. Look at him. He's down. I got the Real Clear up there. I got it. I got the polls for you. Latest. I don't know. I just don't think he's a nice person. I don't think he's going to be any more respected than Obama is out there in the world. I am thinking that either of these two get into office, being Hillary or Donald Trump, I think we'll still have endless wars. I don't think they'll stop. I think we'll see an expansion of the NSA that we've been seeing. I think the government overreach through that will continue. I think that the government will continue to grow under either one of them, because don't forget, see, ideas are great, but folks, in government, ideas mean laws, action, regulation. They mean there's big ramifications and big implications to freedom the more that they do. So I don't want them doing much, okay? All right? Bill, you still out there? Bill, I don't want them doing much. That's my platform. Because when they do things, they generally screw them up. They run nothing well. The government runs nothing well. They run a great military, but they don't run it. Military men and women run it. They just tell them when to use it. So they don't really run the military. They give it a crap ton of money, and they say, make sure we can beat anybody in the world. And then these generals get it together, and they build you the military that you have today. Make no mistake about it, folks. Make no mistake about it, all right? Barack Obama is not George Washington out there on the horse leading the charge to go fight ISIS, okay? Oh, boy. Anyway, I think we'll see higher taxes under both. I do not think that Trump will hold on taxes. I just don't. You know what it is I don't think, the more his character shows through, the less I think he's going to follow through on so much of what he said, besides the fact that he's got no friends in either house, in either party. So what's he going to muster together for votes to pass his funding bill to build the wall that he wants to build? Now, I've told you what I'd do about that. Just end these wars. Pull the troops home. Get them on the southern border. Period. End of discussion. That's it. That's it. That's the solution. Protect the damn country. there won't be a fix to healthcare because they'll never get anything through. So even if he's got good ideas, that nothing's going to go through. I mean, I could go on. Donald Trump is not a conservative, folks. Don't forget he's a Clinton donor. Okay, I'm not even 100% sure this is for real. Because if you notice, he's there, he's surging, he's the best. He's got these places, they're sold out. He's, you know, they make a big dog and pony show about how Obama's gonna, Trump is gonna, he's gonna go third party. We got to get him, make sure he doesn't. You know, they downplayed him like he can't win. Next thing you know, he's surging. Next thing you know, he takes out anyone with any credibility, and there weren't a whole ton of credibility on that stage, folks, on the Republican ticket, I'm going to tell you, but there was some, and there were a lot better choices than what we see up there now. But in any event, everybody's, no, you need Trump because Trump's the one who's going to beat Hillary. None of these other guys can beat Hillary. Meanwhile, Trump's getting destroyed in the polls. Any poll you want to look at, you go to Real Clear, and I'm going to go to Real Clear with you because they just list out hundreds of polls, and you can get a sense that some of these, he's nearing double digits. He's at 7 points, 8 points, 9. We'll go through it, but it just doesn't make any sense logically to me as to where he comes from being a, out of nowhere. Now he's just going to fizzle out and go away, folks. And Hillary's going to be your president. That's what's happening. You'd almost think it was planned, wouldn't you? I don't know. I just think he's an ass. I do. I think he's a great businessman. I think he has a ton of baggage, all right? But not the kind of baggage Hillary's got. He doesn't have a list of death and destruction behind him. He's followed what seems to be the law through business, so that's what it is. Look, these laws are made by your politicians. If you don't like what he does, if you don't like that he went bankrupt, then go call your politician and tell them that you want to strengthen and make more strict bankruptcy laws. You don't want to be able to see people just go bankrupt. Companies should not be allowed to. If that's what you believe, have you made the phone call? Or is it just because he's Donald Trump and you were told to hate him, so you hate him? See, this is where I fly back and forth, and I fly back and forth on a lot of issues because so many people have to have it on this line, and it doesn't have to be on any line whatsoever. You make your own line. You make your own policy to what you like. All right. I'm just afraid of Hillary, and the reason I'm afraid of her is because she left people to die, folks. To die. All right? Trump's a moron. He insults people, mentally challenged people, physically challenged people. Not a nice guy. Come on. But if I got to pick, as I have said, if I had to pick between the two of them, because there was no other choice, it was just what I would have to pick Trump. I couldn't vote for Hillary. I couldn't do it. I may need to shower after I go vote for Trump and probably make sure my cash is well available under the mattress. I'm telling you, folks, I don't like it. I see some rough times ahead for freedom. That's for sure. Freedom Network becomes more and more important every single day. But you know what, folks? I'm going to go Johnson. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing. And I think that people should really take a look at him. Why? Because he's so great? No. To be honest with you, I think he's goofy a little bit. When he laughs, he makes me nervous. I'm not 100% behind all his policies. But I'd say he's probably not eons away from me, but he might be an eon away from me on some issues. But holy moly, he is a gabillion times more real than either of the other two. Let's face it. Hillary is a complete facade. Trump isn't so much of a facade. It's just what you see you don't like much. I mean, I'm all for America. I'm America first. I'm against illegal immigration. There you go, Bill. I'm against it. Up to me. If you're here illegally, you shouldn't be here anymore. You should go home. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? Right? He's pro-life. He wants to throw the illegals out. Wait, we can't put him in a box. Oh, no, we can't put Gary in a box. What do we do? What do we do? I make my own box, folks. All right. Clinton's killing Trump in the polls, though. This is just absolutely a complete and utter mess. I'm going to move from my email page. I'm going to look at these because look at that. They just actually were updated. All right, so here we go. I got a little glare of the light. Bloomberg puts Clinton at 50, Trump at 44. So here's the problem, folks. And this is the big problem. Once you get into that two-man race and someone's over 50, it gets tough to pull them back. You're not going to pull them back telling people that sacrifice and you're as patriotic basically as people that have died in war. Not going to work, Donald. It's not going to work. Now, when you put in Stein and Johnson, then you go Clinton 44, Trump 40. Right? So Clinton loses 6 points. Trump loses only 4 points. Johnson picks up, he's at 9 points. This is just one poll, folks. We can go over a bunch of them. But in this Bloomberg poll, what this is showing when you look at the numbers, to be quite honest with you, is that the Clinton supporters, more of them went to Johnson, then there's just not enough percents left. So this Clinton supporters that when you put Johnson in, leave Clinton and go to Johnson. Now, what's interesting is that I have discussed with no less than 5 friends of mine that are liberals that are actually looking at Johnson. And it's interesting because if you look at his platform on a lot of things, a liberal would almost say, yeah, I could deal with that. Yeah, I could deal with that. And then there are going to be things they're going to hate. But that's okay because you got to look at the mess or something that's at least palatable, right? I mean, what do you want to eat? You want to eat Trump? You want to eat Clinton? You know? Oh. Now here we've got NBC puts Clinton 43, Trump 38. So they must be using the undecided factor. NBC's math doesn't always add up. Let's see. Now, Johnson on the NBC poll is a healthy 12%. Pulls Clinton down to 39. Okay, so same poll. All right. Pulls her down to 39. Trump down to 35. 3 points apiece. 4 points for Clinton. 3 points. And Stein remains at 4. It's really, really something. You know, NBC straight out Pennsylvania. Trump versus Clinton. They're going to show you a 11-point lead for Clinton. Almost at 50%. I can see all kinds of polls here, folks. So I do see that Wisconsin, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. But the general election, latest that I can get, does put Clinton at 50 points, folks. It's a pretty sad day in America. I would really, really urge you to I'm very strongly urging everybody that I can urge out there, take a look at Johnson. Remember something. You know who the last outsider was, right? You know who the last outsider was. Tell me that you know who the last outsider was. Please. Please, 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 please. And you wouldn't believe what I'm doing here. There we go. Sorry about that. The last real outsider that had very little entrenched support in Congress and the Senate and didn't have a huge ground game and was kind of running against the Democrats and the Whigs and that kind of philosophies, outspurred the Republicans, and a guy named Abe Lincoln. Yeah, he was kind of an unknown, not qualified to be president by the standards we must, I guess, have today. Abe couldn't be president today because he's not qualified. He's not like Hillary. He's not a highly educated, scandalous, whatever you want to call her. He's not one of those. So he wouldn't be qualified, right? I love when people say, well, she's qualified. What do you mean she's qualified? Was Abe Lincoln qualified? Abe Lincoln was the outsider. Abe Lincoln was that guy, right? That everyone's like, well, we got this one and this one. Should we look at that one? What are you going to do? Is Johnson Abe Lincoln? No, he's not Abe Lincoln. Please, Don't think that he's Abe Lincoln if you don't know anything about him, because he's not. Is he going to be the greatest president in the world if he's elected? No, he's not going to be the greatest president in the world. But he's going to be one of those holdover until we can get maybe somebody else. Let's get a little constitutionalism into the government. If that is radical to you, why do you live in the United States if that seems rational to you? But I like Johnson as a person. I think he's okay. He was a decent governor. He's got some good policy, and that's my head's got to go there. That's where I'm going to go, because I'm not dealing with these two. I'm not gonna. Now, if he's still at 6-7%, we're going to have to make some decisions here on the old Freedom Network, and we'll make them together. Don't you worry about it. But because, like I said, I can't vote for Hillary. If he dumps down below 5% and nobody's talking, that's why I'm saying you got to answer the phone when you see the political call come in. Answer it and say Johnson, poll Johnson. If even if you're a fan, I'm going to tell my Hillary supporters, okay? You use always your main reason for voting Hillary is because Trump's so bad. You don't really like to talk about her policy because her policy sucks, quite frankly, and you know it and I know it. But I want you to understand, if you're a Hillary supporter, all right, and the only reason that you're voting for Hillary is because there's no alternative because Trump is so horrific to you, why aren't you looking at Johnson? I mean, why aren't you? It makes no sense to me. Or Stein, I understand why no one's looking at Stein. I get that. But why aren't you looking at somebody that does share some of those political values and probably most of your real life values? I mean, why? That's the best question ever invented, is why. All right, let's see. Let's fact check Obama. This is fun. I wanted to try to get to this. Let's see. He says July 5th, 2016. I better make this a little bit bigger, huh? All right. The steel industry, and these are quotes of his, the steel industry is producing as much steel in the United States as it ever was. It's just it needs 1/10 the workers that it used to. Okay. Now, I get some of these from PolitiFact. I get some of them from Snopes. They were busted. Another propaganda machine. But anyway, all sources say he's wrong on both counts. Period. End of discussion. That's just a false statement. 100% false. All right, here he comes. Let's see. This one was November 20th, 2014. My position hasn't changed on using executive authority to address immigration issues. This looks to be false. It says, and I got 3 of them open here because I matched them all up. It's amazing what you can do with computers, isn't it? I mean, I can take and isolate things and move them and copy them and put them here so I can then compare and contrast. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what you can do. He went from I'm not king to obliged to do everything I can. Yeah, this was I remember that. I mean, let me tell you, folks, this guy, all right, is surging a little bit, isn't he? Old Obama, he's getting more popular. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because Hillary and Trump are what's coming next. And as much as his popularity was dipped down, and you know it was dipped down, we all know it was, as much as these things happen, what's happening now is he's seeing a little surge because people are like, wait a minute, I'd rather stick with the devil that I know. Because they're all devils, folks. So I'd rather stick with the devil I know. That's what people are saying in the thing. Let's see. He says most young Americans right now, they're not covered by health insurance. Yeah. That was the one. See, he says young Americans, but then he plays with the ages so that he can switch the demographic. So when they report how many were uninsured, they use one demographic. When they reported how many were now insured, they switched the demographic. Okay? So you can find that on Snopes, who was busted for being wrong. But yes, it's on there as well if you'd like to. Let's see. 'Cause, 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 'C Let's see. He talked about 2,000 jobs during the construction of the pipeline for Keystone. That's the most realistic estimate. He said that he could give. His own administration reports a much higher number. They don't talk much in the Obama administration, you know? Let's see. We have doubled the distance our cars will go on a gallon of gas. Doubled in 2025. That's his. He doesn't even know what he passes for regulations. What else do I have here? Let's see. Throughout, we have kept Congress fully informed of our efforts to create a legal framework on counterterrorism. Go ask your congressman. Oh, it's an election time. Don't ask them now because they're all sheeple too. They're all going to fold. Folks, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. They're all just going to go after the. You don't see these people. This is where I'm getting aggravated. All right, you're a Republican governor and you decide, or a senator or whatever you are, right? And you decide, I'm going to go endorse. First of all, I don't get the whole endorsement thing. I have never once. I don't give a crap who Charlie Baker endorses. It's not going to have any impact on who I vote for, ever. It won't matter what Barack Obama says, ever. It won't matter what George Bush says, ever. Who hears an endorsement and says, well, you know, I guess I'll have to go vote that way? I mean, who cares? But if you're going to unendorse, if you're going to come out and instead of just saying nothing, go the extra mile and say, I can't vote for Trump. Even though I'm a Republican, I can't vote for Trump. Do what we've done here on the Freedom Network. Pick someone else. We get a late call. 51 pass, 52 pass, fantastic. All right, let me jump on the Freedom line here and see what we can do. Good evening, you're on the Freedom Network. How are you?
Hey, good evening, Commissioner of Common Sense.
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, excellent show tonight. Just want to touch on a few things. I know we're getting down to the end time, but
you got it, man. You got time. Go ahead.
I think what we have to look at, I think what we can agree on is that the country is in deep trouble, and I think we also have to look at who's going to, if Hillary gets in, she's going to appoint the next 3 or 4 possibly Supreme Court justices, and that's something else we have to think about. Those people that cherish the Second Amendment and those safeguards. So there's definitely a lot to think about, and it's going to definitely be an interesting election. And you bring up a lot of good points, Gary, but I think the bottom line is we're in deep trouble, and people are going to have to do some soul searching when they get into that ballot box and just see which way they really want to go forward in this country. And I think I'm a firm believer in President Nixon when he said the silent majority. And I think there's a big silent majority out there that may not be picking up on the polls. And because if a pollster calls you, a lot of people don't want to say they're for Trump. So that's another unknown. But I think it's going to be interesting, and I think people really got to look at and see, who they really want to put into that White House, and do we want another 4 years of the Obama doctrine? And so I think it's going to be interesting. And thanks for your excellent insight, Gary, and keep up the good work and being the Commissioner of Common Sense.
Barry, you're the man. Thank you. I appreciate you being out there, Barry. He's been with us since the beginning. What do we got for shows now? How many? 80? How many? 84. 84 shows in Northbridge, folks. 84 shows in this studio. And we're going to change things around, by the way. Oh, yeah, we are. Yeah. Once the summer is done and we get back to reality here of the fall, we're going to change up the set a little bit. We'll see where we go next. We're not going to change studios or anything. Don't get nervous. We're right here. We're just going to use the magic of technology to give us a refreshed look. It's been this look for years, so we're going to change it up. Folks, I mean, my goodness gracious. Barry brings up a good point, right? We are in trouble. We are in real trouble. And you know what? The world knows it. They're sniffing around. They're sniffing around is what they're doing. They've been punching Obama. They just keep punching him. I don't get it. Let's see here. Hang on a second. I got an email coming in. This one comes in from Mike. All right, I'm with you in supporting Johnson. I've been beating that drum for over a month. People who don't like Trump and feel that they will just have to vote for Clinton really need to take a good look at Johnson. Good show tonight, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for being out there. I appreciate you being there. I really do, and I mean that. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. It's the only logical choice, right? You have to think about it logically. There are people that are hiding. There are Hillary supporters, okay, that are hiding like they're in the weeds, right? And what they're doing is they're saying, I just can't vote for Trump. I just can't vote for Trump. I just can't vote for that guy. That's what they're saying, right? That's what they're doing. But deep inside, they like her. They don't want to admit it. Just like you say, there's people that don't want to admit that they like Trump. I think that goes both ways. So what I think we have here, to be quite honest with you, is a situation where we may not really ever get a real indication through polling as to what's going to happen. And I think the polling is trying to lead the electorate more so than I've ever seen before, based on the samples that I'm seeing come in. Because the samplings, you know, even at Real Clear, some of them seem a little odd when you compare them to last year. So if you look at the sample that they took, and now you look at this sample, and you look at Real Clear is pulling from pretty much the same sources, but the results seem to be a little bit backwards. Now, that could be like in Massachusetts, don't forget, we had, 20,000 people leave the Democrat Party in Massachusetts. Most of them went and became independents, but several thousand of them went and just became Republicans. And they did this to go vote for Trump. That's going to have an impact in this state. But those people are the people that could get cold feet and get in that ballot box and say, and Bubble Johnson. I think that he could give them a little bit of a run for the money. I'd like to see him at least get on the stage. And if he's a complete zero, we'll find that out. But from what I've researched, he's not a complete zero. Let's get him on the stage. Let's let America look at something besides these two. Is that such a bad thing? Is it? I don't know. What do I got, about 30 seconds? It's that time, folks. We're kind of getting out. Maybe I'll take a few extra seconds as just the liberty of doing that. But folks, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. It's going to be a very interesting fall. We'll be here next week, folks. I will not be here. I won't be here next week. I will be on vacation with the family. Hopefully, I'll bring back lots of great fun stories. I'm sure that we will. But in any event, thanks for all the involvement. Thanks for the emails. Thanks, Barry, for the call. And if this is your first time or your 84th time, I am super psyched that you tuned into the Freedom Network, and I hope that you will do so again next week. They'll play a rerun, and you can get these online too, by the way, at the NCTV 11 website. You can just click and get any show you want, folks. Great stuff going on all over the place. So enjoy. Have a great week next week. Go America. Watch the Olympics. Root for America. Let's win all the damn medals. Thanks. I'll see you next time.
Oh, say